Yesterday's church service was about fighting discrimination and bigotry and hatred of all kinds, and how it is the duty of every believer, but specifically of the church body as a whole, to stand against discrimination, and that to discriminate is to sin, to stand by and watch discrimination happen is to sin. And I'd never sat in a church and heard another believer say out loud those words. I've read those words, I've thought those words. I've never heard another human being with spiritual authority say those words in front of me. And part of that is because of my background, and as hard as it is for me to reconcile with how much I care about the people that I grew up with, most of the people I grew up with would not say that. And I don't know whether they would think it or not. Honestly, there's a good chance they wouldn't. And that's really hard for me. But I think what stands out to me the strongest in that idea is that a tide is turning in the American church. And yeah, it's fueled pretty strongly by the crap that's happening right now. The people who are finally getting a chance to speak and tell their stories are being heard more now than they ever have before. And there's a long ways to go, but I'm blown away by the very concept that in my generation we're finally saying something. Because I was raised to think that racism was rare and outdated, that bigotry of all kinds was reserved for the terrible people, the outliers, that hate crimes were not common. And then I became a college student who started to actually listen to people's experiences and read the news and watch the news, and again listen to other people's experiences and realize how small and how inaccurate my world had been. And now I'm attending a church where people who look like me are acknowledging that we've had it easier and that we have screwed things up. And being from the Midwest, I honestly wasn't sure whether I'd ever see that actually happen. And I know there's so much to be done, but I can't ignore this issue. Like, I can't not think about it. I can't pretend that it doesn't exist in my world. And I think as a whole, the concept that I can be involved in a community where we're willing to talk about this and make efforts to be better. I just maybe it makes sense. Maybe the fact that I don't know what words to say is logical here, because I don't know. Maybe it blows your mind to think that a Midwestern small town esque church would call out bigotry and discrimination boldly. But I don't know. I've had more than 2 days to really think about this, and it's still I still can't wrap my mind around what might be, you know? And I probably don't even make any sense, but things are happening at Renew right now that I've been processing with one of my friends there who I serve with. And I was trying to explain to her why I sensed that something is going to happen, and it's going to happen sooner than we think. And I didn't know how to explain, but I just have this deep sense of change coming. And I'm so excited. Not just because of the way that it might affect the way I live my life, but also because I would love to think it would affect the way other people are able to live their lives in the presence of these believers who I care so much about and serve alongside. I want to believe that that's happening soon. And in fact, I'm pretty confident that it will. And I'm rambling at this point, but what a time to be a follower of Jesus in the Midwest. I'm so excited. That's all. That's all.